Hi everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day. In this tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you how to do a long and short stitch flower. This stitch is the fundamental stitch used for thread painting, so it's a great example if you've never done that before. All of the materials and a traceable design is available in the blog post that I linked down below. I'll start by outlining each of the petals with 2 strands of floss. It doesn't really matter what color you use for this, but I'm just using dark blue. I'm going through and making a split stitch, and this will allow you to create really nice clean edges. Now I'm just going to mark the fabric just to show you the direction the stitches will go. They will slightly branch out along each petal. I usually like to work dark to light, so I'm going to start by shading in all of the shadows first. When I make long and short stitches, I don't worry too much about making the long and short stitches super even and patterned. I think it looks better if you just kind of mix it up as you go. This allows your eye to not be able to pick up patterns as well, so I think it blends colors together easier. Once you get to the edge of the split stitches, you're going to stitch over top of those split stitches. Next, I'm using the lighter shade of blue, and I'm starting at the edge of the darker stitches. I think this allows you to blend things easier, and it also allows you to set up the direction of your stitches consistent to the other area that you stitched. I make sure to overlap these into the stitches pretty well in order to blend them. I'm just working my way through, finishing up this petal, and again, just making sure to blend everything nicely as I go. I like to keep my stitches relatively short for this, that way I can very subtly change the stitch direction as I go. Next, I'm filling in the small areas towards the center of the flower, but still kind of on the petals, with some more long and short stitches. And again, I'm just overlapping these into the blue. So now I'm basically just going to repeat all of this for each of the petals before I fill in the center. I did want to show one other way that you can fill in some area if you're not quite sure about the stitch direction or you're not confident that you're going to be able to fill it in the right way. You can also kind of scatter the stitches and loosely fill in the shape before you fill it in completely. Sometimes that helps you to kind of mark out where you plan to stitch, and you don't have to commit to fully filling it in to make sure that you're happy with the direction before you do that. The rest of the petals are stitched pretty much the same way. The shadows are slightly different on some of them, but I'm just going to leave in some of the footage so you can see how I stitch it. I kept the center of the flower very simple. I just satin stitched in the very center. For the outer ring of the center of the flower, I went ahead and used yellow, and I would consider these to be halfway satin stitches, but kind of long and short stitches, because I overlapped the edges into the petals a little bit just to blend them. I do find it easiest to space them out evenly across the shape in order to kind of radiate them around the circle evenly and then go back in and fill in the rest. And that is pretty much it. That's a pretty simple version of a flower. If you enjoyed this style of tutorial, I would highly recommend checking out my Patreon. I have a bunch of video tutorials for thread painting patterns on there. It's a really helpful place to be if you're learning to thread paint.